When I first began starting posting YouTube videos around like 2 years ago, I was always focused on YouTube's metrics, right? The views, the subs, the retention, getting monetized. I still do care about people watching my videos and me getting paid too eventually. But back then, it discouraged me just focusing on these metrics. It stopped me from posting daily videos. My daily video streak went down to like every other day to weekly, to every other week, and then I just stopped. And it's crazy because these videos were high effort videos for the person that I was before. Now, when I make videos, it feels fun. It feels like I'm testing out my skills. And I want to give people this change to not focus on the end goals, to not focus on the results of doing the work, but focus on the work itself to get to the end goal. Because most people, they obsess over money, cars, new houses, mansions, girls, the dream body, right? And it just makes them feel, for most people, it makes them feel pathetic because they don't have this thing, since they don't do the work to get to this end goal. And it's understandable because when we're on social media like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, if you like that, we see stories about people just boasting about the fruit that they receive, but they never really show off the work to get to the fruit. They don't really show the sowing, they just show off the reaping. However, there is a couple of people, just like a very small percentage of people who do watch these things, right? And they do get this sense of purpose to get to work, to get to this end goal. But they get burned out real quickly. We need to disassociate the end. We need to stop focusing on the goal. And we need to focus on, we gotta lock in on the pathway. We gotta lock in on the journey. And there's a couple of ways how I did this for myself. Firstly, is to know what you love to do in the moment. Goals are accomplished by doing actions, or inputs, we could say. Goals have a few core inputs to achieve. We gotta find out what these core inputs are. For example, YouTube, you got idea planning, you got script writing. For me, it's recording gameplay. You got recording the voiceover, and then you got like packaging the video, which is like the thumbnails, the title, the description. You gotta find out what inside of these core inputs do I love to do, that I obsess over doing. I love visioning and helping a younger version of me. And I love sharing stories, and I love playing Minecraft, being creative, and I love speaking. After you find out what you love to do, you gotta fantasize about it. Basically, we gotta think about these actions that we love to do constantly, every single moment we can get. And we gotta find every opportunity to do these things that we love to do. If it's when we're feeling tired, we still do it. If it's when we feel motivated, we still do it. If it's when we feel angry, sad, happy, disgust, whatever emotion you're feeling, you still do it because you love to do it. The more that we do a certain task, the more we get closer to the goal. We never go backwards by doing the thing that we know that we need to do. And at worst, we just maintain. We just maintain our progress. For example, I find myself thinking of many video ideas, and I put these video ideas inside this little document. I also think about additions to the scripts and stories I can also add to the scripts, and it makes the video even better. And when I make the video better, I can speak more about it. And if I speak more about it, I can be more creative on the thumbnail. It all just works. It all works together like a team. However, if we continue to just do and not challenge ourselves, well then we'll maintain. And as we said before, that is the at worst. We don't want to be worse. We want to be better. So challenging yourself are basically progressive overload for the tasks and the inputs that we need to do is the key to stop maintaining, to stop flatlining, and continue to move closer to the goal. Once you become proficient enough inside these core tasks, then we gotta do more of it. We gotta do it faster, and we gotta do it harder. For example, think of yourself as a often gym goer, and you will just love to bench. You love to bench these heavy ass weights, but it starts to feel light. You start to feel like, okay, this is cool and all, But I'm getting a little bit bored because I feel like I can do more, or it just don't feel good anymore. Well, there's a couple things we could do. Firstly, we can keep benching, just do a different form of benching. If you do flat bench all the time, well then try an incline bench, or try a machine bench, or try dumbbell benching, right? Or dumbbell pressing, I should say. And if you don't want to change the workout, that's fine. Just go heavier or do more reps. The more that you challenge yourself, the more fun that you're going to have of this thing that you already love to do. Now, I can pretty much end the video right there. Like, those are the three big things you really need to do. However, people who leave the video right here, they're going to feel motivated and go do the things that we already talked about inside this video. But motivation is a unpredictable source of energy. We love motivation. Motivation is good, but it's very unpredictable. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know when it's going to pop in. It kind of just appears and disappears. It's kind of like waves. It's like wind. So we got to find a way to kind of control it, kind of manipulate it to help us. And I found out that most people are afraid to do tasks or something that they know that they need to do. But once they just get over that hill and actually get to the task, it starts to feel easy. It starts to feel light. They begin to go into a flow. We need to get inside this flow too. And I believe the easiest way to get in this flow is just tricking your brain. Just remember the fun and the enjoyment you have previously doing these tasks, and then get to it. Just like push yourself. Just imagine like another version of you push you to the location that you need to be in. If it's not a specific location, just like pick up the certain items that you need to grab to do this thing that you know you need to do this undeniable action to get to this goal that you desire. And if you follow these 4 steps, I guarantee that you'll reach your goal in a less stressful way, I should say, a less stressful way. Because when we focus on the goals, it feels we have like this tunnel vision. And tunnel vision, if you've been driving, right, if you are able to drive, I should say, you know that tunnel vision is very dangerous. Because when you're locked in on one thing, on one part of the road, there's so many other things happening inside the world, and it might cause an accident. So we need to stop having tunnel vision to the end and just enjoy the journey. Because when we enjoy the journey, the destination feels like we are allowed to embrace our rewards of the hard work that we did. So if this helped you out, go ahead and like and subscribe. It's a small channel, and have a nice day. Bye bye.